What is this? A movie for ants? How can we expect people to see the movie if they can't fit inside the building? Check out my review of Ant-Man!
Hey kids, it's time for your big review.
What up, big kids? Here's my spoiler talk review of Ant-Man. So if you saw my non-spoiler review, I gave Ant-Man 4.5 out of 5. I absolutely love the cast, the action, the visuals, the humor. And besides the beginning, it was almost like a 5 for me. But yeah, let's talk about the things I've been really wanting to talk about. So in that beginning scene, the very beginning scene, we see in 1989 a young Hank Pym, which they did a really good job making Michael Douglas look like how he looked in the 80s. Really good job. And we see older Howard Stark, played by the Madman actor, I forget his name, but and also Peggy Carter, older Peggy Carter. So it was really cool seeing that. I thought that was really great. And we see Hank knock out that one guy that's actually turns out to be in Hydra, you know, later in the movie. And yeah, we see that anger side of Hank that he's known for. So I thought that was a great touch. The one thing that it was actually spoiled in the little TV spots and trailers, but it was actually a bigger part of the movie than I thought it was. We see Falcon and Ant-Man like wrestle each other. You know, like he has to take something from the Avengers facility, and Falcon tries to stop him, and it was just so cool. Great banter. I love Anthony Mackie, so seeing him in Ant-Man was a great treat, and I absolutely loved, you know, don't tell Cap about this. Anthony Mackie is just so great. He actually had a bigger part in Ant-Man than he did in Avengers Age of Ultron, and he becomes an Avenger in that one, so I thought that was real great. I can't wait to see more of him in Civil War. And yeah, so let's talk about one thing that fans were worried about that I was really glad they acknowledged. We not only saw Hank Pym as Ant-Man back in like the 80s or whatnot, but we also saw Janet as the Wasp, so his wife. So really cool seeing them in action. And in this universe, she sacrifices her life to stop a bomb. But the thing that was cool is that she didn't really die. She's like lost in this kind of alternate dimension, so she could always come back, which would be cool if Marvel did that. But I'll get to the other thing about the Wasp in here. But I thought that was a great scene, and just seeing Ant-Man and Wasp, especially the two Avengers that pretty much created the Avengers, and we haven't seen them yet until this movie. It was just really a great treat, and I was so happy about that. One thing I wish that they kind of acknowledged that Ultron was kind of created through something of old Hank Pym technology. That would have been a cool touch, or acknowledge Ultron, because, you know, Hank Pym and Ultron. But that would have been, you know, a nice touch. But I know they had to change that, and from Edgar Wright and Josh Whedon, they can Edgar Wright, or, you know, they had that for Ant-Man, and they couldn't use Hank Pym and all that stuff. So whatever, it's all good. It's a different universe. Now, man, this thing was really cool. So besides that, the after credits thing, I absolutely love that we got to see. So let's the mid credits. So after they take down Yellow Jacket and all that stuff, and oh, okay, two things. So at the end of the scene, we see Anthony Mackie's Falcon again, and they're doing this whole thing, if you've seen the movie, where I forgot his name, Daddy or whatever, like talks about, you know, I know this guy that knows this guy, and it said this, and turned out to be Anthony Mackie. And Anaconda is on there too, so I thought that was really cool. A big YouTuber comedian is like in this movie, so that was really cool. And then yeah, they mentioned Spider-Man, the first mention of Spider-Man. They don't say his name, but like a hero that can crawl and swing, and like, oh my god, that was so cool. And then yeah, then at the end, pretty much Ant-Man is joining the Avengers, or the Avengers want him. And there was the first mid-credit scene that really is just like, oh my god, I was freaking out, was Hank shows Hope this new Wasp suit that they were working on back when Janet was still around. And I said, I think it's time for you to be in it. And she's like, it's about damn time. I thought that was awesome. So to see Wasp hopefully join the Avengers, and maybe Infinity Wars, that would be amazing. I love to see the Wasp, even if it's Hope's version of the Wasp. So it's kind of like the next generation of Ant-Man and the Wasp with Scott and Hope, and since they have a romantic thing. So it's a cool thing, even though Hank and Janet, with Janet being missing and Hank being older, I really like that we still can have this Ant-Man and hopefully Giant Man, because he had some weapons that made things bigger, so they kind of alluding that maybe in Civil War he can become Giant Man too. So we have this kind of new generation of Ant-Man and Wasp that's going to be really cool to see in future movies. I cannot wait to see that. And then the end credits scene, we see Bucky, Cap, and Falcon, and they found it and they don't want to mention it to Tony Stark, which is like, oh, Civil War, and they say, I know a guy, which is probably alluding back to Scott. So cool. I love that they're setting up Civil War. I love that we got a mid-credit and after credits that both blew my mind. I'm so excited for this. Oh, cannot wait. Those scenes were like some of the best. And another little Easter egg, I love that when Darren Cross is talking about, like the Legend of Ant-Man, it's like Tales to Astonish, which is where Ant-Man started from in the comics. So I thought that was a cool Easter egg, and so many awesome things. So yeah, what did you big kids think of Ant-Man? Did you like all the cool references, and excited to see Wasp and Anthony Mackie's Falcon? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. And for more, check out my website, SeanLexLong.com. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. I'm Sean Long. May I live long and live life. Marvel Studios. 60% of the time, their movies work every time. Also, make sure to check out all my coverage from San Diego Comic-Con 2015. So many toys, so many toys. Check it out, and link is in the description, or click on the annotation. Thank you.